It is standing room only here at the Wilmington University Athletic Complex for the CACC Men's Lacrosse Finals. We have home side Wilmington University Wildcats versus the Chestnut Hill University Griffins. And this is going to be a finals of epic proportions. The Griffins looking to reclaim their throne. They had a 4-year winning streak from 2020 to 2004, winning every championship in the CACC. In 2025, Georgian Court was the one that took it all, and they haven't even made the tournament in the 2026 season. WilmU, however, looking to claim their very first CACC title. They've been the top seed the 3 years prior and have fallen every single time. Today is the 13th meeting between the two programs since the Wildcats started in 2018. Will the fortunes favor the home side, and will they get their home title in the CACC Grand Championships? Well, let's bring up the starting lineups and see who we've got. We made the announcements here in the home stands, but for you at home, we'll pull up the matchups. Some wonderful matchups going into this one. We'll have a number of highlight players, especially for the WilmU side. All the captains, you'll hear their name called, and I can barely hear myself think as the fans erupt for the start of this game. It is Brian McGarvey for the face-off. And we have Carter Getz for Chestnut Hill. Now, during the semifinal match against Holy Family WilmU, and there's Brian McGarvey with 6 seconds into the match, won the face-off and scored a goal. Will he open up the same in this finals when the team needs it most? We do have a head-to-head in terms of the most prolific players on both of these squads. We do have Jake Bellerini, the top scorer for Chestnut Hill. And then, of course, we have your attacking captain, number 4, Andrew Zubek. Both of those players will need a lights-out performance in this grand finals today. Now, of course, folks, my name's Phil Boda. I'm here with Dan Lilletta and the rest of the WilmU production crew, bringing the action for you this evening. I couldn't even find a parking spot in the complex. I had to park on the road because there's just that many people crowded and packed into the stands. This is one I've hoped you have circled on your calendars, especially if you're a Wildcat fan. They want to bring home the trophy for the very first time. Chestnut Hill, they want to continue their streak of dominance. Chestnut Hill, they're 4-0 against WilmU in the postseason. The Wildcats want to rewrite history today. Looks like we'll have a bit of a net malfunction, actually. But that's fine. Gives us a chance to talk about that man between the pipes. That's Adam Dolly, the goalkeeper. I mean, plenty of saves so far this season and has been almost unbeatable between the posts. There's some lethal threats. The big thing with WilmU is that they can attack from anywhere. Everyone is a shooter in the side in white. That's a face-off win for the side of Getz, and he is getting at it quick. Duty is number 7. Now this is over to Charles Cox. Let's see if the red team can get off to a hot start in this one. And that's Jake Bellerini taking his position at the top of the box. Who will he go at? Tyler Quinn. That's not a man you want to face. He gets so low in his defensive stance. Able to find those quick shifts against the offensive players. But that's Logan Place now up against him. They swing the ball here. Chestnut Hill. Quick shimmy shake. Into the exit goes. Oh, that was trying to feed the crease man. Bellerini was on cutting, but not able to get it. But what a wonderful hustle play to keep the ball in the offensive third. The red team running at it again. This is Preston Page, that redshirt freshman, denied at the gates by Daniel Flynn. Didn't have the most impressive performance on Wednesday against Holy Family, Flynn. That could have been a foul. That was a rusty gate check of epic proportions. Struck the helmet clean of Captain Tyler Quinn, but he fights on. Here's Ian Betts. to Lovely. Josh Weston, the man from Canada. Cole Heinold, one of the freshmen that has risen through the ranks, but this is Carter Earl, the tempo setter. Finds a nice cross pass, skip pass rather. Weston going up against the defense. He has a shot, and that's a goal! Weston! Put him on the board. He opens the scoring early on for the Wildcats. They find themselves ahead. And he's just looking at his name in lights as he gets the first one for the Wildcats. We said they have shooters abound, the team in white. You never know where those shots will come from. You have to keep your head on a swivel. That time the defense crumbles. The ball in the back of the net. Another face-off scuffle. McGarvey searching for it. It's a scrum. Raked out by Captain Tyler Quinn. Does the intelligent thing and puts it back just to give his team some space. And to work the ball around. The clearances have been good. That is Kyle Parker now on it. Finds Runcer, the second midfield line, doing its job. Thought about going for the shot, and he'll stack up against Brady Derome. Here's Parker again, making sure it's firmly in the stick as he eyes up Silas Charles, number 15 on defense. Short sticks going at it. Figueroa loves these kind of matchups. Bullies his way through. You'll see him time and time again. As soon as he's up against a short stick midi, he'll run right at him. Deroma getting beat. Turnaround pass. Underhand shot thought about. Parker turns. Turns again. Quick to Figueroa. Maybe too far out of his range, but he feeds Betts. Quick ball movement from the Wildcats. Now they find a matchup they like. Bartolomini, number 9 for the Chestnut Hill, turns him away. Runcer now going up against Bartolomini. Runcer goes for the turn shots and the turnaround goal! Goes off stick low and finds the corner. And that's 2 now for the Wildcats. And looking at a doubling the lead. That's Runcer. This defense from Chestnut Hill needs to be swift, decisive in their slides and their checks because every man in white looking to shoot. Another win from McGarvey. He's screaming forward, feeds it to Betts. Had a chance for maybe an opportunity on goal, but it's denied by Daniel Myers. Lovely. To Zubak. His favorite position on the X. Weston scored 1. Does he want a second? Heinold with a nice grab. Back to Weston, the underhand shots. That was a zinger. And they hit the back fence, but Zubak there can maintain possession. He'll go again. This time, eyeing up Thomas Gallagher, 47 on defense. Blows right by him. Nice strength and good positioning. Look at the footwork from Gallagher. Nowhere for Zubak to go. He sends it on to Weston, who feeds that's Carter Earl, rather. Didn't see him get substituted in. He slings that one. The crowd willing him to keep firing. They're okay with these shots. Zubak once again against Gallagher. That's a tough defender to beat. Wonderful poke check too. Oh, the crease cut was there. Carter Earl now with an opportunity. Wise decision to bring it to the top of the box. Still plenty on the shot clock here for Heinold. He swings, he fires into the back of the net. Heinold with the score. It's been all WilmU in this first quarter. 3. The crowd jubilant to see their side so far ahead. They know how long this matchup has gone on for, the struggles they've faced in the postseason. So far, the strategy clean from the Felines. This crowd is looking for goals, especially after that semifinal win against Holy Family. It was a 10-9 affair, very close, all things considered. Came down to one offsides call at the very end to seal it for WilmU. We have a full-on battle for a ground ball. Bazinski with a great check to poke it out of bounds. It'll be last off Preston Page and a turnover. The special teams, if you will, for WilmU has been their highlight. This is their clearances or their clearance denies, their face-offs. How they're able to transition the ball has been fantastic. Great work there from Parker. Silas Charles, though, eyeing him up all the way, and it'll go to Figueroa. Puts it over to Betts. Lovely. To Zubek. Move the ball, spread out the defense. The quicker you move it, the harder it is for those slides to move in and out. Runcer thinking about his second, but feeds it over to Figueroa. Goes for a spin move, left-handed shots! You love the spin, the switch, and the fire. Out of bounds on that attempt. That's fine. Captain Zubek controlling the offense here. Another opportunity for Zubek. He spins. But, man, Gallagher, holy, it's a brick wall. Parker, another great spin move. Feeds it over to Zubek. He's trying to turn around, but this Gallagher guy, holy moly, I can't highlight him enough. That footwork, insane. Figueroa, though, trying to show him he's a wily cat for sure. Zubek. He'll hold on to it as we'll have a new line come through, but the shot clock expiring. Pings off the goalkeeper's legs and into the stick for Charles. He, in a frenzy, just throws it to the goalkeeper. And now transition for Chestnut Hill. This is their first of the game. That will be Aiden Walsh. Gets over the midfield line. The crowd loves their defense here at the WilmU Athletic Complex. All jeers and good jest. Trying to play some mental game for sure against Bazinski. Not a defender you want to stack up against, and Bellerini knows it. Wants to find a switch if he can. And there's that pick and roll for the switch, and Bazinski just bullies through. A great defensive effort from Flynn, but still in the air, smacked down. Now ground ball situation. Raking, scooping, and it will be Logan Place bullying his way through. He will lose it after all, and still we battle onward. A check to the ground. Smothered is number 7, Duddy, and out of bounds it goes. The hustle play for WilmU causes the turnover. Bazinski getting many accolades from the crowd. 3-2, 3-2, we love you is what they're saying, and they're going to need him all day long in this defensive effort. Weston with the fake, and he's going right for goal. Oh, gets turned the last instance, and now to Betts it goes. Here's Lovely. Against Owens. Doesn't like the matchup, switches it to the top, Heinold. To Carter Earl. Oh, breaks the ankles. Goes for a skip pass. Weston! Looking for the upper 9. Barely missed. Brady Jerome. He is the sophomore midfielder with that yellow-headed stick for Chestnut Hill. We'll be eyeing him up more often than not in some of these matchups. Look for this again. Heinold against him. Jerome. Way to get low. Shuffles Heinold away. 45 seconds. Need to see more ball movement. Who's cutting to the crease, or who's cutting towards the goal? Carter Earl was looking for a cutter, but people stationary in there. Zubek now rounding, but against Gallagher, this is a lockdown defender. Weston about to launch. Goes against Hare. Back to Heinold. This is a good ball movement. The skip pass. Betts turning the corner. He flings it. And flung to the turf is he. Great check from Daniel Myers. Lays him out. Just a little memoir, right? If you go for those kind of shots, you know where you'll end up. Zubek, though, with 10 seconds. They want him to take it himself. He thinks about it, goes for the switch. But Gallagher, fantastic checks, and whoa, reaction save from the keeper. But maybe not a great clearance from him, maybe too quick. That's Quentin Tracy, the captain of the defense. He goes back and gains possession for his side. Whole fresh minute and 10 for WilmU. Majority of the possession have gone their way in this first quarter. Parker now. This is against Nick Fortis. Figueroa to Runcer. Blows by Jerome. The slide comes through, pushes him away. Well done from Myers. Parker again. Jerome easily beat. Tries to dunk it in, but denied at the doorstep once again. Will the clearance be better this time? Ooh, hits the turf first. That gives some opportunity. Lovely. An attempt, but not good enough. Bellerini, too hot for him to handle. Will scoop it off the ground, but gives positioning over to Quinn Tracy. Sprinting to the hole was Gunner Setter, number 6, the long stick midfielder. Logan Place now against Charles Cox. This is Duddy. Tyler Quinn eyeing him down. Nice poke check from Quinn. Duddy thinks he's got a matchup, but he better be wary. That's not a guy you want to run at. Ground ball situation. The scholar of WilmU's team, number 23, McDonald, not thinking of that one. Oh, man, crunched. But Cox will pick up the pieces. Now it's Walsh, thinking about firing from range. Thought against it. Here's Duddy. Walsh again through traffic, and he slots it home. Opens the scoring for Chestnut Hill. That's exactly what they needed, a lifeline extended for them. They couldn't let this one get too out of hand in a timely fashion. That is Aiden Walsh, his 21st goal of the season. He has 10 assists to boot. He's one of their top 3 scorers, right? Jake Bellerini, we highlighted at the top of the program. Redshirt freshman Preston Page with 25 on the season and 4 assists. So those are the lethal threats for the side in red. And McGarvey upends his opposite number. And is it a wash? Okay, no, it will be a turnover. Foul committed, and now it's Bartolome with the ball. Patient with it. Wants to use all of that clock if he can. Weston with a defensive tour. He falls to the turf, but the slide is there. Good coverage from the defense. Passing lanes stopped. Good heads-up play from the captain. Slide in. Good check from Woldarski. Oof. That was almost close to home from Bellerini. Cannot let that guy get shots off for free. Nathan Woldarski, number 31, here on defense. Came with the slide, but came a little too hot. Easily dodged from the elusive Bellerini. Preston Page. Here's Bellerini now. That was a great switch. Even better slide. Cox surveying the field. Goes against Solomon. Tries to feed, and that will be plucked out of the air, but still somehow ends up in the stick of Duddy. He fires that one out of bounds. Here's Cox. 12 seconds for the Griffins. Another pass denied in transit. Baczynski this time with the GB, and the backhanded throw to get it to Woldarski for the clearance setup. That's why they love 3-2 in this crowd. Weston to run through. Normally that's Tyler Quinn's job, but he's taking a breather here. Betts goes up against Gallagher. Carter Earl. We've mentioned this time and time again. He is the tempo setter, plays with such aggression. led the Wildcats to their victory on Wednesday, had 2 goals and an assist in the fourth quarter to help that comeback play for the 10-9 victory. Heinold turns to Parker now. Gallagher, fantastic play. Heinold, though, a moment of magic for him, potentially. Earl, fake. Parker once more. Goes around Gallagher, but that's a great leverage from the stick. Forces the pass. Betts, rather. Oh, there was an opening there on the offside stick, upper 9, but that, you got to thread the needle, and we know Betts, not a stranger to those kind of shots. He goes for it. I'm all right with that. Zubak against Charles. Charles with great athleticism. Good pick and roll. Zubak still playing from the X. He has the turnaround and, smothered on the crease. The ball dislodged. And there was only a few seconds remaining for WilmU on that possession anyway, so Zubak just trying for a highlight reel performance. That will go quickly to Landon Hare. And mishandled the pass was Josh Cox. Easy come, easy go. With 1 minute and 50 on the clock, WilmU back with the ball. Good to see Tyler Quinn back on the field. Figueroa, though, the long-range pass will clear the lines. Runcer now. Parker. Lots for these defensive midfielders to do. They've been the ones have been targeted in each and every defensive possession by WilmU. Defense holding on. They let a few goals early, but have been stout thus far. Good transition to Runcer. As the lines are cleared, goes to the X. Lovely distributes. Zubek pondering the pick. Doesn't go for it. Maybe enough space created. Betts on the doorstep. Fakes high, goes low. Bangs into the knee of the goalkeeper. That one deflects out of bounds. 1 minute remaining in this electrifying first quarter. The fans are certainly getting their money worth, and you at home are as well. Hold on to your seats for this. Zubak. Dominic West's first touch of the game. He was receiving some treatment from the athletic trainer onto his lower back area before this. Hope he's all right. They'll need him today. Scored 1 against Holy Family. Like we said, every member on WilmU vastly important to the offense. Zubak. Querying, which way do I go? Well, I want to see movements. Look, they're bunching up at the top. Well, we see 3 cuts in, one after another, and then allows for Zubak to maybe find a pocket of space. But Gallagher knows where those pockets are, wants to sew them up. Great work from him, denying Zubak. Great defensive effort once more. That's those shuffle drills for him. The ball dislodged by Gallagher, and he also gets the ground ball and pops it up quickly to Owens. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Chestnut Hill, they hang on after an explosive start from WilmU. We find ourselves 3 for the home side, 1 for the side in red. We'll see you in just a second.
Hey fans, be sure to visit Finnegan Stadium Eats, the food truck that is on the scoreboard side of the parking lot. Finnegan Stadium Eats for all your concession needs. They've got hot dogs, hamburgers, fries, all your stadium type foods for today's games.
Welcome back, folks, after that short intermission between the quarters. We'll see if there will be some adjustments made for Chestnut Hill. I mean, what did their offense really have to talk about? They had maybe 2 possessions in earnest. Most of the things have been in transition, or if they do get the ball, it's dropped or bullied out of bounds, and then they causes a turnover. So clean up the turnovers. Let's calm it down on the offensive side. Let's work the ball a little bit, not go for a quick shot. Let's wear out this defense a touch. They've been, pretty stagnant from a WilmU standpoint, just watching the game, most of it. McGarvey digging. Sunner, setter flattened, but he scoops it up into the air. He gets pushed off it, but it will be Tyler Quinn to win the face-off. We said their face-off unit, and that's led by Coach Alex Feeney. Excited about what this squad can do. Zubek to Carter Earl. Seems almost gingerly does Tyler Quinn exit the field. I hope he's okay, but Weston now on the charge. It's a good slide. Goes for it anyway. Launched out of bounds. It's a tough shot for the Canadian, but he'll take all the challenges face on. Zubek against Gallagher once more. Around the X he goes. Passes it off to Carter Earl. To Weston. First team unit looking to get the side more ahead. Weston! Close, but not close enough. Daly is there. I think he had his left side cover. Where's the cleverness from the Wildcats? Want to see it cut in? Maybe some quick ball rotation around the outside. Lovely. Might be fed on the crease. He's been sneaking in this possession, but they clear the space for Zubek. Not much space when you're going up against Gallagher, however. Here's Carter Earl against Charles. He fires! Punched up by Daly. Another save for him, but Betts will bounce it right back to him. He was thinking about it. Good denial of space from Myers. Smack down, maybe a foul, potentially as Gallagher had the slide, but will not be called. Carter Earl. Bunching on the crease now is WilmU. Will they cut to create space for Weston? 2 people slide. This is an opportunity! Slingshotting it home. Heinold with the goal. Wonderful discipline, exemplary patience from WilmU. That's exactly what I want to see on the other side for Chestnut Hill. Utilize that full 80 seconds you have on the shot clock. Let's see if they win this faceoff. Will they do just that? They are in desperate need of a goal. This time it will be Carter Getz on the faceoff, going against McGarvey. Nicky Fortis, number 44 for the Griffins, on the long stick. Has some work to do. Pass off to Zubek. And he'll lay it off to Runcer. Here's Kyle Parker. Parker against Jerome. We'll see those 2 battling all day long. Zubek now. Runcer. Good ball movement. Figueroa on the short stick. Bartolome runs all the way to the X now. Figueroa distributes. Ball movement quick. Goes to the top of the box. Runcer had an opportunity. Earl will take it. Out of bounds it goes, but that's a wonderful play. Move the ball quick. The slides don't come through fast enough. You have a tiny window of space. Let it fly. 30 seconds. Cleared out for Parker. This is Myers on the fence. Swings right into the chest of Daly, using his whole frame to keep the ball out of the net. Here's Owens. Transition needs to be better from Chestnut Hill, and it is. Duddy. Good spell of possession would do the Griffins well, but it must end in a goal. Walsh, one of their star players. Their only goal scorer thus far. Tyler Quinn on defense. Head on a swivel. Slide. Couple cuts in. Those ones marked well. Place now on defense. He goes against Jerome. Almost knocks the ball free. Bazinski challenging Bellerini. Still the ball. Moving forward. That's a great turn and great shots. Stick side high for Flynn. And a comfortable save for the veteran goalkeeper. Good transition, Carter Earl. This is not a player you want with a full head of steam. Intelligence, though, from him, and he'll slow it down. I like that. That was a good offensive opportunity for the Griffins. They found the open player in Duddy. He had an opportunity on goal. Just wasn't the best shot. That's a good spell of offense for him. Carter Earl. Maybe he wants to make him pay. Spinning, weaving. Zubek against Gallagher. This is going to be a highlight reel in and of itself, but he'll put it up to Weston. Space. Ooh, it's a little slip on the turf, but you think he had the shot on. Jerome up against him. Weston, we know he can shoot from here, but wants to have a better shot. Heinold. Spinning. Betts, player that always has timely goals, right? Will get on the score sheet eventually. That's when they need him most. Lovely. We put it out of bounds now as the clock expires. Defense holds from Chestnut Hill, and they needed that. That their defense has been lights out thus far. Gallagher moving upfield. Here's Walsh. Spying Kieran Gupta, the short stick defenseman number 5. One of my favorite players, so good in transition. Big hustle guy. Needs to do his defensive duties now. Walsh against McDonald. Communication key for the Wildcats as some switches have been made on the offensive portion. Frees up a few members. Moving the ball quick, however. With it now is Cox from the X. Finds Walsh. Place to cover. Ballerini backs up. Looking to charge on forward. Feeds it to Walsh. Walsh swings and misses. It's a tight angle, some of those X cuts. They maintain possession, but only 10 remaining on the shot clock. Nice work from Kieran Gupta, forces the turnover. Doesn't matter as the shot clock will expire. And all the time in the world ticks away from the side in red. WilmU now with the ball. Here's Parker to Gupta. Not scared of any challenges. Look at him go through 2. I've been noticing that Gallagher's really been this lockdown defender for Chestnut Hill and matching up rightly so against Captain Zubek for WilmU. And he's been doing a wonderful job. We've highlighted time and time again. It's really been on these short stick defensemen for the side in red that have their work cut out for him. Figueroa let fly. We'll call that a possession shot. We'll stay with WilmU. Runser to Figueroa. Lovely to distribute. Parker again. Charles shuffles him, forces the pass. Runser with a head fake. Looks for it on running, but it could be from the X where Lovely gets crunched. And the ball will fall, but a flag will fly. And Lovely, he'll say, all right, lads, I'll take the hit if we get a man-up situation, and that is where the home side finds themselves. That will be a slash onto Gallagher. Their lockdown defenseman now will take a knee. We'll see what the man-down unit will look like for Chestnut Hill. I'm seeing 77 Myers. I'm seeing Nicky Fortis, number 44, their long stick midfielder. We're seeing Aiden Owens, 88. And Silas Charles will be their long sticks. Quick ball movement is key in these man-up situations. You always have a player free. So force these slides to come in late, and they're doing just that. Patient play from WilmU. Firing! Out of bounds, it'll go. And on the chase, that is Carter Berry. His first involvement in this game. Carter Earl. Skip pass to Zubak. Daly once again, his massive size, helping him out. Carter Earl swings it. Lovely! Low to high every time. Put him on the pool. The crowd erupting in applause. They were on the edges of their seats with bated breath in that man-up situation. They know their side can convert, and the Lovely obliges them there. That will release Gallagher. He had some time to think about what he's done. He's back on the pitch. McGarvey go against Getz once more. This time he wins it. Well worked to Betts. Tries to go beyond Meyer. Zubek. The wind whipping just a touch here on a breezy Saturday morning rather, but Weston looking to fire it up, and he fires it home, racing towards the crowd, and they're on their feet now. WilmU with 6. Just like this breezy day, Weston breezed by the defense, scored an easy goal. Chestnut Hill has something to think about here. All starts with the face-off. Carter Getz for Chestnut Hill against Brian McGarvey. McGarvey scooping it out, maybe just a touch far. Will go the way of Runser. Can he stay in? Yes, tiptoeing the line. He'll find Bazinski. Here's Quinn Tracy. A long-range pass. That puts Betts in a dangerous position. And he'll be flattened by Myers. And we'll have an injury whistle called by the officials. Flynn put his offensive man in an awkward spot there. We hope Betts is okay. That's the freshman attackman from Camden, Delaware. I think he had the wind knocked out of him. Fell pretty hard. Always got to check the head. As much as we wear helmets and things like that, it's the most important. These are students, after all, right? Student athletes. That part comes first. Betts will take a breather. But possession will be given over Chestnut Hill now with the ball. The goal would do them well. Daly to lead them. Bartolome. Walsh thought it, but left something behind. Oh, whoa, what a hit! Myers does it again. Okay. I like some of the aggression from Chestnut Hill. Added some physicality to the game. Flynn with a more thoughtful pass. Carter Earl. Thought about giving it to Solomon. Just tosses it away. You feel like Carter Earl, and that's another door shut by Chestnut Hill on transition. Well done from them. But they need to transition better as well. Can't give the ball over. Daly creeping forward. Thought about a long-range pass. That one almost intercepted in the air, but the check will do it. And Flynn way out of the goal, and he'll find Zubek. Oh, that's what I love about Flynn. Doesn't mind getting all up in the attack and in transition. It's like an extra defender out there. You love to see it. Zubek. That time was going against Owens. I feel like we haven't seen that all day. Carter Earl. Oh. Here's Heinold. Bartolome has been targeted time and time again in these offensive possessions. He's been doing all right. He's got to do better. They're dragging him away from his defense. Full head of steam. Goes Heinold. He'll pass it away. Zubek moving the ball quick. Weston, he's got a couple on the day. Spin move around Charles. He fires again. But a last-ditch check from Charles to push the shot away. We go again, 20. Zubek rolling around Gallagher. Swings and pings off the post. How? Inches from the back of the net. And a quick dump in. That is Carter Berry who gets the goal, the boy from Ontario. And he subbed in for the injured Ian Betts, and he makes use of his time on the ball, gets a goal. And a timeout now forced by Chestnut Hill. They have some things to think about as the time dwindles away from them here in this first half. Only 3 minutes and 32 seconds for which they can work. They feel like if they can, their defense has been fairly solid. They've been good at holding off the WilmU offense as much as possible, but it's been a deluge of goals from the side in white. We haven't seen too much possession from Chestnut Hill, and they're in desperate need of it now. 6 shots in total for them to WilmU's 27.
Once again, we have a food truck on site. Finnegan Stadium Eats for all your concession needs throughout the day.
We'll see what Jim DiCarlo in his 4th season as head coach of Chestnut Hill. He's a Chestnut Hill graduate as well, so knows the university, knows its culture. That's why they hired him, and he's led them well. Multiple CACC victories for this team. They don't have to travel far. Chestnut Hill in the Philadelphia area. It's about 45 minutes to an hour drive, so it's not a lengthy trip. So they should be okay in terms of their warm-ups and overnight stays and whatnot. Just not looking fully awake right now. The troubling side is WilmU is usually a second-half team. That's when they really pump up the volume. But the fact that they are a 6-goal advantage right now, that's a worrisome sight if you are a fan of the team in red. And they have shown up in force, the Chestnut Hill faithful. They are packing the opposite side of the rafters here. Once again, crowded up against the fence, looking for any good window into this game. go. After a lengthy timeout, we're back to the face-off center. Brian McGarvey once again on it. He looks right into the eye of Carter Getz as they face off once more. This time Getz gets the ball free, but only as far as Tyler Quinn. Easy to Carter Berry, and now Lovely with it. Here's Zubak. Figueroa to Runcer. Bartolome blown by once more. Swinging the ball quick is WilmU. Great work from Owens with a great poke check. Jerome on defense. Spinning is Figueroa, looking for a pocket of space. He might find it! Rocketed out of bounds once more, but Carter Berry is there to maintain possession. We go again. Runcer with it to Parker. Those two always working in tandem. Bartolome once again crossed up and fed to the X's. Zubak. Gallagher halts him. Has to give it away. Runcer once more. Figueroa directing traffic. He wants some space cleared for him. Thought about the pick. Runcer had to turn around, feeding the X once more. Zubak, a crank shots. Daly didn't know which way it went, but it fell in the crease for him. That'll scoop it up. And that's what they're looking for from Zubak. Loves those roundabout shots from the X. Uh-oh. Jerome pushed to the turf, and it will be a behind the back. And the flag will fly high, and this time to the sin bin goes the Wildcats. We'll see who that's called on. We'll wait for the official call. I believe that is Patrick Crutchfield, the senior defenseman from Smyrna. Oh, no, he'll go to the bench. We'll see who takes the knee. Oh, it'll be Lovely who commits the foul. He says, my bad, y'all. And a man down situation for WilmU. This is a fortunate opportunity for the Griffins. They must capitalize. They'll swing the ball clean to the X, or to the crease rather, and Walsh will double his tally and get the goal. That was a great cut from Walsh, right to the crease. There's nothing Flynn could do about it, and that's a good man-up situation play. That was big for the Griffins. They needed that goal desperately, but still a 5-goal deficit is where they find themselves in. McGarvey with another face-off win. He's screaming towards the goal. He launches it. We've seen him score goals in a similar manner. That one barely beyond Daly, and he's wiping the sweat from his brow. He cannot let another come in. Zubak and WilmU has, the shot clock and the play clock are about in sync, so they can be patient here, especially with a 5-goal lead. Don't do anything crazy and allow the Griffins even a foothold into this match. Zubak around in the X again, puts his head down. Gallagher does the same. Here's Weston. Heinold. Stopped up. Nice from Landon Hare. Bullying through is WilmU. Carter Earl receives it quick to Betts. Glad to have him back on the pitch. Spinning, firing! Jackpot! Ian Betts! patience pays off for the home side as they notch another goal, 8 for them in this first half. That's exactly how you want to retaliate after taking a huge hit. Collect yourself, get a drink of water, and come back on the field and show them where it really counts, and that's putting a goal on the board. Garvey fighting once more against Getz. Those two tumbling over each other. It will be a push in the back by Getz and a turnover for WilmU. Another opportunity with 30 seconds. They have to move the ball quick, and they do. There will be a timeout called. Wilmington will call it this time. Maybe if they can set up one more play, really put the dagger into this match. The Griffins this time flocking to their respective roles, the offense and defense. They have some things to think about, putting their heads together. It's just been those special team plays, right? The clearances, the face-offs just haven't gone the way of Chestnut Hill. And therefore, WilmU, time and time again on the ball, plenty of possession in this first half, and they're making them pay for it. Now, folks, we will have the CACC Women's Lacrosse Final. And that will be later today at 2 p.m. at the Athletics Complex. The WilmU squad for the women will be there. And then we'll have Dominican University Chargers will be who the Wildcats will go up against. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern right here on the CACC network. So just keep us on all day, whether it's on your phone, your tablet, your computer, your TV, whatever it may be. I want to tune into the action all day long. Coming out of the timeout, what kind of set play has WilmU chalked up? I'm seeing the board from the head coach. Had some scribbles on it, some X's and O's. Let's see if the players got the gist. Carter Earl will start us off. He's dragging Charles away from the rest of his defense. Feeds. Betts. My goodness. You can hear the slaps from here from Mayer. Guy's hungry for the ball. Maybe that's the side. There you go, and it will be Betts who loses it, but it doesn't matter as the time expires. But Betts will saunter over to the sidelines, beaten, battered, and bruised. We find ourselves at the end of the first half with 8 goals for WilmU, 2 for Chestnut Hill, folks. We'll see you in 15. Every meeting has gone the way of Chestnut Hill. Chestnut Hill men's lacrosse. Well, welcome back, men's lacrosse fans. You are tuning into the CACC finals between the number 1 seed WilmU Wildcats and the number 2 seed Chestnut Hill University. This is the 4th meeting between these two schools. And every meeting has gone the way of Chestnut Hill, but now is not the case. It is WilmU firmly in front with 8 goals to Chestnut Hill's 2. Brian McGarvey, he did go early, and that's a lucky break from Chestnut Hill. That's exactly what they need in this beginning of this second half. As a reminder, folks, what is on the line? Not only is it the CACC Conference Championship title, but also a ticket to the NCAA Division II Men's Regional, North Regional. So whoever wins this, it's an automatic qualification. If WilmU doesn't win it, they are kind of on the bubble. It'll be up for the committee to decide if they make it in or not. So they will definitely want that conference championship for multiple reasons. It'll be their first one. Whereas Chestnut Hill, they were on a 4-year streak from 2020 to 24. Ballerini, they'll need this guy to be in the action. He slips. Provides an opportunity for the ball to drop to the ground. Center. How does he hang on to that? Great formation from WilmU, and Tyler Quinn, he'll fling that forward. He'll find the stick of Lovely. Here's Carter Earl now. Carter Earl with it again. Now it's been about those transition plays that have really done Chestnut Hill in, so I imagine that is what they've talked about. But they also don't talk about this guy, Weston, who's got a couple. He gets the ball knocked away from him. Now on running is Chestnut Hill. I believe that's Owens. He tries to get it away from him, but a ground ball situation will be gobbled up by Heinold. And like right on cue, Chestnut Hill, costly turnover, will give possession back to the Wildcats. Chestnut Hill, 9 turnovers in that first half to WilmU's 6. So that is something they will have to clean up for sure. Another one for them there. But it can't be stated, WilmU's transition defense has been electric throughout the season. That's been one of their highlight points from the coaching staff. It's really paid dividends here. Parker hangs on to it still. Give it over to Zubak. He tries to round the X, but Gallagher is there. Well done from him. A timely check. That's a little pizza man action from Myers. He's had some hefty hits so far this game. Still hanging on to it is Preston Page. What is the redshirt freshman going to do? Ballerini, the WilmU crowd, saying, hey, let's see something from you. You're supposed to be the star man. You're going up against our star man in Quinn Tracy, and he wins that battle. Another contest going straight to goal, and it will go home. Chestnut Hill, the first to strike in the second half. That will be Colin Swiderski, his first involvement in the game, and it's a goal. Okay. Courageous from Colin. He just goes right into the jaws of the defense and comes out with a goal. To the center circle, we turn our eyes. McGarvey and Getz going at it once more. McGarvey won it, but not all the way. Will be Getz who grabs it. Jerome to Charles. Better transition. Jerome again. Defense for WilmU looking to get set. Seeing Kieran Gupta and Weston, short stick mids from WilmU. Jerome knows what it's like to be on the other side of this matchup. The slide, clean. Maintains his balance. And to Ballerini. Couldn't cut in, but in a great move. Here's Walsh. Flings it to Cox. He's looking for a path forward. Weston to deny him. Cox still with it, though. Trying to clear some space along the crease area. They will not as the pass goes awry. Ballerini with 15. Against Gupta. Place now to defend him. Great strength. Somehow finds his way to Jerome. He fires! and out of bounds. Good possession there from Chestnut Hill. A few attacking options, but nothing really clean on the goal against Flynn. So all those embers will die out. And WilmU now with the turn. They have to get it over the midfield line first, of course. Skip pass to Gupta. This is his specialty. Spin move from him. Goes by Jerome. Betts. Lovely. Oh, sorry, that's Barry. Apologies. Weston, though. Oh, with a soccer-esque kick. We'll get it to Carter Earl. Whew. Now, there's Lovely. Here's Barry. Weston with another try. Slide from Charles and the switch. This is Dominic West with the ball. Another player that knows how to shoot. Will he find his opportunity? To Betts it goes. Now Zubek. To the X. Still trying to move around Gallagher. The slide from Charles, sublime. Will knock it free. And that will get tossed up and tossed away as the time expires on WilmU. The defense for Chestnut Hill holds once more. Daly. Thinking about which way to go. Gallagher will be his outlet. That's not a guy you want to go up against. He's charging forward. This could be an opportunity. They had WilmU scattered as they were making their substitutions, but Chestnut Hill doing the same. They'll hold on to it for now. Duddy. Here's Cox. Good switch. Justin Salomon, number 2 from WilmU, on the pitch. Bartolome to Cox once again. Walsh, the goal scorer. And they know it. They're bringing numbers to him. He escapes, but the ball also escapes the grasp. For now, it's maintained with 20 seconds remaining. Solomon to square up. He slips. Good rotation, good ball movement. One more. This is the opportunity for Ballerini to get on the board. That might be a foul, and it will be. And Quinn Tracy knows it as the stick skidded off the helmet of Ballerini. And just as the time was about to expire, WilmU gave up a costly penalty and now find themselves a man down. Sometimes those smaller frames of the attackmen help them against those larger defensemen because your stick is kind of at head height. And it happens. Use that to your advantage if you can as the wind continues to pick up here. Has dampened the spirits of the home crowd. They know their side can get the win. The Chestnut Hill crowd, however, awfully quiet so far in this. Not much to cheer about, but maybe they can rise to their feet on this occasion. Walsh be the star man. An easy save. I feel like that was even going wide, but Daniel Flynn making sure the possession maintained for his squad. And he'll go to Tyler Quinn. Chasing him down is Zach Wright, however, number 96. It'll get it beyond him to Kyle Parker. He has some time to kill. Make sure his defensive captain can get back on the field. Owens, poke checking him, making his presence felt. Good patience from Parker, and that's fine. Kill the penalty. You're up 5 goals. You don't need to press the issue. Make sure that there's no, you can't get caught on transition. So expend the clock if you can. Runser on running. Turns it back to Earl. Turns it to Parker. Oh my goodness, right on the crease was Betts. A great transition. Oh, he hacks at it. Doesn't get the ball back from his side, but a well-worked play from WilmU. And a timely transition successful from Chestnut Hill. That was Matthew Miller, number 28, on the transition. That's the first time we've called his name all afternoon. He's a freshman midfielder from PA. Ballerini on the ball. Ballerini distributes. Ballerini still thinking it. I mean, with over 20 goals across the season, he needs to get on the board now. We've been stressing how crucial some of these possessions are. The time goes, so does the ball. That was a dunk on the doorstep. Oh, he thought the effort play from Runcer was there, but it will stay with the side in red. That was a great opportunity for the Griffins. That can't be understated by an instant. The shot should have gone in. Went out of bounds instead. Still they go. It's Duddy. Passes over to Miller. Good slide from place, and he makes that one felt. Catch and run. Now they've gotten WilmU flat-footed, double team, leaves a man open. A shot fires as the shot clock expires, and the defense shuts all the windows and doors. That could have been dangerous with Duddy from range. Quick transition, Weston. He'll lose the ball. Now it's an opportunity for the Chestnut Hills. Everyone's scrambling forward, bodies flying across the turf. Weston somehow comes up with it. They don't get it over to Betts and breathe a sigh of relief. Better from Chestnut Hill on those transition plays. Just have to get that last little bit to make sure they get the ball in possession. Carter roll now. It's been a quiet third quarter. Only the one goal for Chestnut Hill. Heinold looking to raise the temperature of Speck. He's got one. Can he make it two? No, the ball plucked away. Zubek will clean up the pieces. Says, I got you, buddy. And here we go. Around the X. Can't do anything against Gallagher. Weston. Betts. He's running out of time. Thinks he'll take an opportunity from the X. He'll fire, and once again into the chest of Daly. Not out of the woods just yet. The shot clock resets for WilmU, but they have to get the ball first. GB will be gathered. Gallagher over to Mayer. WilmU had to put some shot on net. Wasn't the cleanest, wasn't the most accurate, but it was something. 33 now for the home side. That ball snuck through somehow to Ballerini. He's on running. Bazinski is there. A couple of quick pokes. Cox, something to think about. Matthew Miller. He's made an impact, though, thus far since coming onto the pitch. Swiderski, he's got a goal. They'll need more from him. Anthony Arch, number 18, now on the field for Chestnut Hill. They try to get it back to him, but denied. Cox will gather and reset. Here's Arch. Ballerini. He's setting up for the final 10 seconds of this possession. Solomon is pushing him into the jaws of the defense. Oh, my goodness. A shot from range, rifled into the cage. That's a wonderful long-ranged effort from Chestnut Hill. Carter Earl just threw his body on the line to try to block it, but missed time to the launch. And that will be Matthew Miller. We stated how he needed to make an impact in this second half, and he's doing just that. Has some great passes, assisting some teammates, creating some space, and in that instance, getting a goal. Face off. Did somebody go early? Yes, McGarvey. Not so much. It'll be Getz who's penalized. Here's Parker. The lead has been cut in half at least, so down 4 goals now Chestnut Hill. It's been better offense from them in this second half. Figueroa wants to add some more breathing room. A goal would help. Zubak. Conference title on the line. Parker. Great pick to Runcer. Back to Parker. Jerome. Good footwork. Nice speed and acceleration. An even better slide from Mayer. Still with possession is WilmU. 30 seconds to get something done. Figueroa had a spin, but no space. Second midfield line doing well, moving the ball. Betts. He goes for the bull rush. Lobs it up to Zubak. Now is an opportunity to Lovely. He goes for it. It's popped up by Daly. And it'll settle in his stick. It's again Daly. Very agile, even with that big frame. Covers a lot of the goal, and it's helped him out today. Betts with a good attempt, but the bigger Mayer will charge on through. Bellerini with 1 minute on the clock. Basically the shot clock and the game clock aligned at this point.
1 minute to play in the third quarter. 1 minute.
So 1 minute for WilmU to hold and bring us to our final 15. Star Bellerini wants to be in the spotlight, wants to shine. This would be his opportunity. Tries to feed it to Walsh. That one deflected a bit by Kieran Gupta. Walsh still. Place always the guy to do the slide, and this time forces the turnover onto Duddy. Well done from Logan Place. Gupta gets the over-the-head pass, feeds Carter Earl, gets to Weston. Good transition from WilmU. A play being called from the sideline, everyone echoing in unison. Got 5 seconds for Carter Earl. Want to put icing on the cake. Weston fires! And that's how the quarter will end. Well worked from Chestnut Hill. Courageous play. They've clawed their way back just a bit, still with about decline. However, as we enter the fourth quarter. As a reminder, folks, you're playing for that CACC Conference Final Championship trophy and title, but also for an automatic berth into the NCAA Men's Division II Regional Tournament on the north side of the bracket. There's a north and south side. WilmU for sure want to book their ticket, and they want to rewrite history. Too many times have they fallen to Chestnut Hill. Will a first victory be in their hands today? Just for a bit of CACC history, folks, this is the 8th CACC Men's Lacrosse Championship, and there have only been 2 champions, Georgian Court and Chestnut Hill. However, there's only been 3 teams that have reached the final and not one, and that's been WilmU. Like we said, I want to change that narrative today. Chestnut Hill is seeking their 5th championship across their program. They have some work to do yet in this fourth quarter. I mean, if they can replicate what they did in the third, maybe add an extra punch or 2, they might find themselves level, but that means they have to keep denying WilmU any goals. If they let even one in, you feel like it might just be out of reach. There are a number of first-team all-conference players in the CACC for Chestnut Hill, and that's, of course, goalkeeper Daly. Daniel Myers on defense at 77. Matthew Miller, 28. We saw him score a goal. So some standout players for the team in red. Of course, we got Andrew Zubek for WilmU, the attackman Carter Earl, Quinn Tracy, and Tyler Quinn. They're all captains of WilmU for a reason, and they're showing why with all the accolades. But there's one accolade that's eluded them throughout their career, and that's that CACC championship 15 minutes before they can celebrate. Weston, his stick almost out of his grasp and crunching people onto the field. Flags will fly left and right. Chestnut Hill, they can't believe it. They had the ball in transition. But I believe it's because the foul was on them. So we'll be called back. We'll have the officials sort it out. They've done a good job today, keeping this things close. Safeties of the player is always paramount in the officials' eyes, and they're doing that the best they can. Additionally, folks, we have our CACC Women's Lacrosse Finals right here on the CACC Network. That'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern. That is WilmU versus Dominican. That'll be a slash. And into the reflection section goes Weston to think about what he's done. That puts WilmU in a man-down situation, and Chestnut Hill's capitalized on these opportunities time and time again. They want to do so here. Miller to Walsh. Got to keep that crease locked up. That's where they're going to look to feed the ball. Right now it's Preston Page who was there. It's rotated away. We've got Rory Steele, number 40 for WilmU on defense. He's one of their man-down specialists. Good to see him on the pitch. They feed that crease, but it was almost plucked away. Miller going for it again. Rotations need to be faster. Need more people movement inside, and that one intercepted from Tyler Quinn, but does he go into the crease? Is that the call? But he can go in the crease. He's on defense. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Chestnut Hill will maintain possession. We also have Garrett Payne, number 27. He's on the defense for WilmU too. Keeps the stick high, well done. Released is Carter Earl, and released is the shots. Out of bounds, it will go. Another thing for the officials to discuss. Carter Earl flew in like a shot there as soon as the penalty kill was over. But will we have something else on our hand? Coach Zwickert pleading with Carter Earl to sprint off. He's like, you don't need to be on defense. Let's get McDonald in there. That's his specialty. Back to full strength we go. So WilmU hold on. Don't concede anything. Let's see how their man-down unit handles this without Bazinski, without Logan Place. Gunner Setter now has to do some work. Does just enough, but Flynn with a standout performance and a great save. Tyler Quinn almost got himself in trouble, but easily finds Parker on the midfield line. WilmU, they can tick down the clock as much as they want. You feel at this point, Figueroa will do no such thing. Good movement. But who's cutting inside? Figueroa is there on the crease, and he'll try to create some space for Parker to work. He'll find Lovely. To Figueroa again. Figueroa the spin move. To Runser now. It goes. That's a great stand-up performance there from Matthew Miller, doing it on both sides of the ball. Parker against the all-conference man in Mayer. Again, strength and physicality from Miller, but speed from Runser. Desperate shots and an easy save from Daly. Time was ticking down, so Runser's doing anything he could to provide something, but not enough heat on that. Mayer, oh my word, the acceleration on this guy. Bartolome with the ball now. The cheers escalating for the WilmU faithful. They want their defense to hold again. Duddy against McDonald. To the X, there's some free space there, but Baczynski vying to close the angle. A pick potential causes the switch, and that's what Cox was looking for now. McDonald on defense. Pops it up. Okay. Walsh to Miller. This is a lane from him, but it's a stick lodged up. And that probably will be a hold onto Parker. Was vying for leverage, but found the penalty instead.
I got an application for Foot Locker for you. They're taking anybody.
Unfortunate. Parker will take a knee, and the man down unit for WilmU will once again grace the pitch. Another opportunity with 11 minutes for Chestnut Hill, the Griffins. They need a legendary performance now. Duddy. It's Zach Wright. Once again, Garrett Payne and Rory Steele. This man down unit on the long sticks. Setter lost his stick, and they lost track of the ball. It will rattle the cage. Goal for the Griffins. 3 now the deficit for the away side. WilmU, they've had a scoring drought. It has been, I feel like 20 minutes or so since they found the back of the net. They need to do that now. It could come off the back of Brian McGarvey, their face-off specialist. Will be a false start. It will be on Getz. Weston to Carter Earl. Carter Earl, someone who's not on the board just yet, but like we mentioned against Holy Family, 2 goals and assists in the fourth quarter in the semifinals. Duplicating that would greatly elevate his side. Weston has done a ton of work in this. Might go for the crack shot instead. They'll get a push in the back with no ball in his stick. The crowd, tad upset about that. Betts. Here's Betts to Weston. Still rotating the ball. Lots of space along the crease. Weston fills it. Heinold goes for it. Stick side high. An easy save for Daly. Transition play now for Chestnut Hill. Carter Earl, great defense. Couple of checks. Doesn't knock the ball loose, however. Must rotate now. I believe that's Woldarski on defense, number 31 for WilmU. He had to recover quick, and he did. WilmU with 50 seconds to defend. Chestnut 50 to score. To the exit goes Cox trying to feed the crease. Flynn sliding across the goal line. Denies the effort. So much agility from this goalkeeper. That's his stat line. Oh no, costly giveaway. And now in transition on running. That's Owens. Gets it to Ballerini. Unfortunate for the captain, Tyler Quinn. Normally very good on transition, but that time ran out of minutes, out of seconds. Gave it away. To the X again for Cox. He finds Jerome. Swings it to the top. McDonald shuffling. That was number 18, Anthony Arch for Chestnut Hill. Ballerini once more. Solomon this time. Good slide. McDonald keeps the defense intact. Watch the cuts. Watch the roundabouts. A head save from Flynn on the doorstep. Jerome will keep possession in a fresh 60 for Chestnut Hill. defense, a few of them are huffing and puffing. They have to hang on. Chestnut Hill, do they have gas in the tank for a goal? Potential switch. Communicated well. Swiderski still with it. Has a goal under his belt. He said, I've done something. Jerome, maybe can you step up? That won't be launched. Way off the mark. Possession shot. Swiderski will keep it for Cox. McDonald. Pushing him away from the X. Feeds it to the top, mishandled from Arch, and the ball will fall to the ground. Tyler Quinn says thank you very much. We'll get it on the transition. He's hobbling, though. He is not feeling great. Tyler Quinn, he's got to take a spot on the bench. He is hurting. That knee has been wrapped up, so something bothering there for sure, but Runcer is the man on the ball now. Uh-oh, mishandled from Betts. Maybe too lackadaisical from the freshman, and now a turnover. WilmU, they thought they were out of the woods, but now the defense can't quite get the breather they were looking for. Chestnut Hill showing their veteranship, showing their willingness to not go down without a fight. Walsh, he'll get that one knocked away. Runcer, he's caught on the defense. It's not where he wants to be. Figueroa the same. Jerome. Duddy against Setter. That one just catapulted right at Flynn, and he'll deflect that. That's fine. Another ground ball picked up from Chestnut Hill. Ballerini. Intercepted in mid-flight from Flynn. That was a man on running from Chestnut Hill. That would have been an easy dunk into the cage. Figueroa fighting for his team. Oh, that one almost intercepted once more. Carter Earl. Slow the game down, WilmU. That's their game plan. Then in the final moments, accelerate. Heinold puts his head down. And that will be a flag tossed as high as the heavens. Bartolome eventually will be called for the foul. He's had quite a day. Singled out on multiple occasions, and this time commits the penalty. WilmU with some extended time now on the ball. The crowd knows how important a goal here would be just to put the game out of reach. But this is the game of lacrosse, however. Goals can come in quick succession and at any moment. Carter Earl. Parker. Zubek. Betts. He's the man on the crease. Merely a distraction, or will he be the one they feed it to? They do! Betts cashes in again! Ian Betts the goal. And just looking at potentially the conference title, the Wildcats have it in their clutches. But can they hang on for 5 more minutes? Will the Griffins swoop on in and steal what many considers rightfully theirs? This time a switch in terms of the face-off unit. We have Nicky Fortis, the long stick mid. He'll go up against Brian McGarvey and maybe go toe-to-toe with this face-off specialist. McGarvey easily won. Puts it over to Weston. Another Another possession the way of WilmU. This is how they've been so deadly throughout the season. 8-0 in conference play. Undefeated. It's because of their ability to keep possession through transition, through face-offs.
He's inking himself right now!
Heinold. He made Bartolome commit the penalty before. Wanted him to do it again. Betts, who wanted the triple. Weston, likewise. Go over to Carter Earl. He'll swing the ball around. A cutting runner from Lovely. Won't get the ball, but Zubek will. Zubek. He'll swing around and dump to the turf. Will he go? And so will the ball. Can Weston keep it? They need to throw it quick and throw it out of bounds. They will. Zubek, 6 shot on in the first half. Not too much in the second. 0 goals from the star man. That's okay. He's been taking a lot of the pressure away from the rest of his team. And as we mentioned, WilmU plays a very team-oriented game. Anybody has the priority to shoot, the go-ahead to shoot. And wow, what a catch there from Cox. Can he convert as Flynn was off his line? Flynn! A diving save! The speed stat, a 99 for him. Reactions like a cat's. Wow. And you have to be able to recover like that if you go for some of those defensive plays in transition. He recovers. Well done from Flynn. Can Chestnut Hill recover from what they thought was a golden opportunity? Zubek with the switch over. Now we've been seeing Gallagher, who's been matched up against Zubek, but this time it's actually Mayer who's against him, but this is an on-running switch. Oh, lovely. Almost a beauty of a shot. Had the angle, but pushed it wide. Will be, as a timeout called, yes. Chestnut Hill with some thinking to do. But as we were stating right before that timeout, Mayer has now been the lockdown on the Zubek. Frees up Connor Gallagher to really, Thomas Gallagher to really harry the rest of these members from WilmU. But haven't seen too much from him just yet. Chestnut Hill with 2 minutes and 32 seconds, down 4 goals. They've got to basically score a goal every 30 seconds if my calculations are correct, just to get themselves even. The fans will certainly be partying at the WilmU Athletic Complex should their team hold. 39 shots for them, 19 for Chestnut Hill. Gotta applaud the defense of the Wildcats, really denying the angles. Great checks in the final moments. The fans, they love Baczynski, and he was telling them to calm down. There's still some work to do, and he'll get the ball immediately. He goes for the shot. Oh! Daly doing his best Daniel Flynn impression. He'll snatch that one, but only just. Cox can't snatch that one off the ground, but believe who is that? Runcer Will. He blows by Charles, goes by Gallagher. But will he lose it out of bounds? Oh, he will. Ran out of real estate, Runcer. Gallagher with it. He's being poked from all angles. Gunnar Setter. doing everything he can. But it will be the defenseman McDonald's to get the ball across the line and scooped it up too. He's doing everything himself. The academic. Oh, that was a great feed to Weston too, but a timeout will be called. Weston hyping up the crowd. They know the championship is in their sights. You would say the tension is rising, but the WilmU fans, they knew this victory was in the bag from the onset. Though the second half has not necessarily gone their way, they've held the lead basically the entire game. And in true WilmU fashion, it hasn't just been one player. It's been the whole entire squad that has led them to a victory, whether it's been the man down unit with Rory Steele, Garrett Payne, whether it's been goalkeeper Daniel Flynn, the midfielders like Kieran Gupta, Tyler Quinn, Brandon McDonald, right, helping in those transition plays, or just all the attacking squad, Weston and Betts, and Zubek, and the like. Everybody has had their role to play in this team. Chestnut Hill maybe wanting a little more from players like Bellerini. Carter Earl to Weston. This is now desperation mode for Chestnut Hill. They have to throw everything they can to get the ball. Betts back to Weston. This is keep away from the home side. They're sending Charles at Weston. He'll lob that one up, and who will get it? Almost a collision there. Parker fortunate to find the ball. Parker back with it. Zubek, a rare mishandle. That one just okay. Pleading to find somebody. Flynn will snatch that out of the air and send it right back at him, but this time an accurate pass to Weston. Less than a minute remaining. WilmU. The fans rise to their feet. The fans take out their cameras. This is a memorable moment for each and every player. The potential for the first conference title in school history. WilmU, they know they've done it. Celebrations starting early. Weston getting the crowd going. Betts to Carter Earl. It's handshakes already as some players have been subbed in. The crowd counting down for the ball to drop, if you will. Carter Earl, WilmU win! WilmU win! WilmU win! The first ever CACC Men's Lacrosse Championship in school history. They booked their ticket to the NCAA Division II Regional Conference Tournament. The crowd in rapture. They knew, without a doubt, their team would win, and they deliver. Family, friends, fans, folks alike, it's been an absolute pleasure to walk you through this game. A moment in history you have witnessed. The Wildcats victorious with 9 goals over visiting Chestnut Hill with 5. It's been an honor. My name's Phil Boda here with Dan Laletta and the rest of the Wilmington University production crew. We thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at 2 o'clock for the women's final. We thank you for joining.